Thank you for sharing all that stuff with us. Let's go a little bit into Evisu 1991. So how did that even all come about?
Being proactive on LinkedIn.
I'm about to upgrade my LinkedIn account ASAP.
Straight, yeah, for real. Straight
my LinkedIn would be crazy right now.
Like, I am their biggest fan. I'm their biggest advocate. I will scream LinkedIn to the day I die. So if they pay me enough, I'll get a little LinkedIn tattoo.
You know what's funny? The same way you feel about kind of like LinkedIn right now is kind of, even though I'm not on the gram anymore, I don't post on it. I only do like business now, which is this. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel about Instagram the same way you feel about LinkedIn, because I feel like Instagram has really, really like helped in reaching people. Obviously, you're going to have the people who think they're superstars and not going to really read their DMs or whatever, but you're going to have those people that are curious and do open them and are interested. So I feel like Instagram has really helped in that. Like, obviously, people have email set up, phone number set up, but Instagram, everybody uses it. So I feel like the same way you looked at LinkedIn is the same way I'm kind of looking at Instagram for the time being. But I got to open my LinkedIn because you're looking like a superstar.
No, LinkedIn is really that bitch. But I will say definitely with Instagram too. So recently I was talking to my friend and I'm like, dang, I barely post on Instagram, but I need to take it more seriously, especially for my modeling side, since I want to take that more seriously, because the content, the more consistent I am with content, quality content, the more I will be seen, the more interactions and all of that I will have. It will just be better for my page and better for me. And once again, ultimately, I got effectively both Fenty and Nike through Instagram, because with the casting director, I thought that she found me because of Fenty, and she was like, no, I didn't even know that you did Fenty. So she just happened to see my Instagram. So like, she just, they both found me through Instagram, and I probably had like 2K, 3K at the time, like very, calm numbers. I'm only at 4K now, but that just shows you like people are watching. The way that I view it too is that take your followers and double that number, and that's how many people truly know you, recognize your page. Because you can recognize pages that you don't follow, but you recognize that page, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. So,
definitely, I would say take care of your Instagram, because even though I view Instagram as like a public scrapbook is what I call it, I don't take it too seriously, which I'm happy about, because it allows me to not get caught up in comparing myself or this, that, and that. But at the same time, like, it is business in it, and there's money in it, and there's, opportunities in it. So I do definitely recommend taking it seriously, which is something that I'm trying to do as well. I plan on really creating more quality content and posts for my Instagram for sure. But definitely LinkedIn is where it's at. An idea for Evisu. And because one of my things too that I'm creating is a creative agency where we create like campaigns for different brands. And one of the first brands was Eviso. That was like the first one I thought of, and that was before I even know I wanted to create a creative agency. One day it just popped into my head. I loved Eviso, and then I was like, damn, this would be a fire ass campaign. So I'm like, I got to get this to them. And me being a LinkedIn girl, I was like, no problem. So I go on LinkedIn and I start type out like marketing Eviso. So I type it in and I start adding like a few people from marketing. So I add like the head of marketing, like the marketing assistants, blah, blah, blah. So then one of them accepts me like the same day. And it was a 15-hour time difference. So I was in LA they're 15 hours ahead, but one of them, I guess, was up, accepted me. So I started telling him like, in the messages how I, had an idea for them, yada, yada. So he was like, okay, blah, 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 well, email me. So he gives me his email. So then we start talking, and then he brings in like his boss and everything. And then we start talking. And then what I thought would be like a one-off, we end up not doing the campaign, but what I thought would be a one-off ends up like me starting to like freelance for them and like helping them out and stuff with like the US related stuff. And then from there, it ends up turning into like me, like helping with their marketing and like US celebrity relations. And then I've been with them ever since. And what really solidified it for them was when I picked out like some clothes from Quavo, and then Quavo like wore the stuff that I like chose for him and stuff and like posted it.
I saw that, right?
They were like, "Oh, she's dead ass." Okay.
Nice,
like,
yeah.
So
I saw Little Baby also wearing the brand too.
Yeah, like he loves us. Like it's like a good amount of people like Coyle Ray. So like I'm trying to work on some stuff with her with the brand, but like it's really awesome. Yeah, it's been really good and I love them a lot. And there's a lot of things that we have in store for the next year. It's our 30-year anniversary, so watch out for that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, I'm really just trying to help them grow and like become even greater over here. They can be stubborn sometimes. I love that. You know, they mean well, and I know we're gonna get it done.
Perfect. Sounds great.
I was gonna say I like the brand because me and Mateo were talking about it, and I was like, it looks like a modernized version of what would be like the Averex jacket. And you also have I saw that Melly you just posted was wearing your jacket. So talk a little bit about that, like how that made you.
Yeah. Basically, another thing that I do is like started getting into designing and stuff. So, with Melly, I basically did a collaboration with this leather and fur company called Daniel's Leather. They're like very prevalent company in New York. They're based in New York. So Nadim's the owner, and like he does like the furs for everyone. So like whenever you see like Earl's girlfriend, or like Cardi B and Offset, or like DJ Khaled, like all basically majority of the celebs, they go to him for all of their customs. And like he's super popular, amazing. And I first developed a relationship with him a few years ago when I was near the shop, because there was an event across the street from his shop, and my friends and I, we were just killing some time, and so we saw the store. So we go in and I see this jacket, and it's like I think it was like a Mongolian lamb or something. It's this pink like ombre fire, and I wanted it so bad, and I was like, I do not need to be spending money. So anyways, he gives me a good deal. I ended up getting it. And then from there, like we developed a relationship. And so like when I started coming to him with different designs and ideas, like he always like believed in me and stuff. So we already have like samples for some things that we haven't dropped yet. But we decided to drop the jacket. And so the jacket's called the Louise jacket. I named it after my mother.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, like it's super wavy, simple design, but super fire. And yeah, because he already has his connections, people always already look at his page. He would have that like our jacket like in the showroom at like the store, and then you know also if people come to him like, hey, I'm looking for something, like those were one of the things he would show them. And I guess like Melly really loved it, and I've seen like some other people in it as well. But I just love that Melly, how she wore it in the music video, and like I didn't even realize until like I just stumbled upon her page, because I love her, but I stumbled upon her page, and so I was looking and I saw in the video, I'm like, oh shit, that's my jacket, because I saw her wearing the jacket and something else, and I liked it. I thought it was cute, but like once again, I don't post a lot, even though I should be posting more. But as soon as I saw her wearing it in the video, and like it just caught me so off guard. I was like, oh, hell no, I have to post this. Like, that's crazy. So I was just super grateful. So I reposted that. But yeah, it's just the small portion of what's to come. And that's also like under Jetset that's coming out. So that was like the Jetset collab with Daniel's Leather. So that was like our first drop. Mm-hmm. And then on the 15th, I have this collection called the Dinero collection coming out. So stay tuned for that.
Nice,
I will be posting that soon. I'm actually doing a shoot with a good friend of mine, but it's a FaceTime shoot. And you know how like people been doing wavy FaceTime shoots? He's an amazing photographer.
Yeah.
So we're doing a FaceTime shoot for it next week. I'm so excited. But yeah, and you might see some of your faves in it. I've already been like speaking to their stylists about it. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm just, trying to do my thing or whatever. But
I hear that.
Jetset is about to be crazy. The way that I describe Jetset, it's like a one-stop shop for bad bitches.
I love that.
All right.
I like that a lot, actually. That's a great slogan right there.
That's a good slogan, right?
Yeah. Everything. And like on the so on like the cards that I have, so it looks like the card that I designed, it looks like a postcard. And then on the other side, like the back of the postcard where it has like the lines, like where you put like the address and stuff, it has like our company information. So like the email, like flyprivate@shopjetset.com. So that's the email that you email if you have like inquiries or like anything, any questions. Like that's like our customer service email, flyprivate@shopjetset. And then it has like a little Paris, what do you call those things? Stamp.
Oh, nice. I like that a lot.
On the front, it says Jetset, and then it says "Bad bitch contest you in first place."
That's what I like. That's what
I want girls to feel really good because there's like that kind of lifestyle per se that I feel like a lot of girls are trying to obtain. So think of like Sweetie, think of like Fanny Bourdette, if you know who that is. She's like the main PR girl at Dior, but
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, and then think of like Kristen Noel Crowley, like that kind of like well put together, well done, like good looking thing, but I want it to feel attainable. So basically, like I want Jetset to be like that, where if you shop from here, you feel like you're getting closer to that lifestyle. So we're gonna have everything, including Japanese skincare that I myself have been testing out since I went to Tokyo. So like when I was in Tokyo, I bought like a bunch of like skincare while I was in Japan, and I've been like testing it ever since, figuring out which ones I like, don't like, and then I'm gonna start like selling from those specific brands that I've been trying myself that I got to be awesome. So that's why I say it's the one-stop shop, like anything and everything. We're going to be selling like rework designer. It's going to be fire. And then also like the pieces that we created. So the Narrow collection. And then we have like a Malibu Barbie bikini collection coming out. So it's going to be fire. Yeah. So a lot going on, as you see on my end. But
of course, keeping yourself busy. I like that. Mm-hmm. But before I let you go, Tay, I had to ask. I'm a manager myself. I manage a friend of mine, and he's a striving artist. He's an upcoming artist in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my boy Belle. I wanted to tell him. I wanted to ask you, since you've been in the music world, what advice would you have for him and us as like a collab? Like, what advice would you have for him? Like, if he wants to get scouted by a label, and any advice you have to give.
So on top of like the previous advice I was saying, actually that would be the main advice, but I'm trying to think of other things. So with you being the one managing him, definitely make sure he's on top of getting all of his stuff like mixed and mastered and such, and make sure that it sounds the best that it can be. Also, a lot of times, labels definitely will end up developing artists, but at the same time, they want to see someone who is bringing like kind of like their own full package to them. So make sure, for example, when it comes to his socials, he's posting like quality content. It's like when you go on his page, it's like it makes sense. There's like a picture or a feeling that comes for that. So for example, one of the things is like with an artist, say if like you want to get them some good content on their page and you want like to get them like in the studio or like them doing their usual things. You know how some people shoot like in film, some people shoot like in like with like DSLRs where it's like that bright flash, like that regular like digital camera look, or some people even do, which I love too. Like they get like the old school like cameras that like zoom in, it's kind of grainy. Like figure out what's their style and then like make sure that their media per se matches up to that. So definitely so that they look like you want them to be the full package. So when they do come to the label sees even if they don't have the most amount of followers, the label sees like, okay, he already has like his own image, his own feel, his own vibe.
Right.
And then, obviously when you reach out, make sure you're professional. Also make sure that you're following up, because also a lot of the times too, when people are really busy, sometimes that initial email gets lost in the sea of emails. So you definitely should follow up. And I can also like speak more about it too. I guess this would fall into like my whole class or thing that we were talking about, but I have like a method, my own methods when it comes to sending out the original email and to sending out the follow-ups. So like for follow-up emails, I usually don't send a follow-up after Thursday. Like sometimes I'll send a follow-up on Friday, but usually I don't send one on Friday just because it's about to be the weekend. But like the latest I'll do a follow-up email is Thursday because that way they'll have their business day Thursday and Friday to check in. But if I'm going to send one Thursday, I won't send one after like 1 or 2 o'clock because they're already starting to wind the day down. So you know what I mean? Versus like catch them earlier on. But remember, most people are like 9 to 5.
Right,
so
exactly.
I try to email them around 8:30ish. So that when they do get to their office or something or get the day started, your email is towards the top of their, their email list. Or either like send it at like 8:30, or I would say send it around maybe like 6:30 because, sometimes when people wake up, they'll like check their email the first thing in the morning. So you kind of like guesstimate around what time people are waking up / kind of semi getting their day started. So I would say maybe like a 6:30 a.m. or like a 8:30 a.m. if you want to try to catch something at the top of their list. Me also, like sometimes, like say if I'm in New York and I'm trying to, say if I'm in LA and I'm trying to hit somebody that's in New York for a certain time, I still calculate in our time changes. So, it's down to the little things.
The little stuff, right?
Exactly. Because for example, when I was working at G.O.O.D, he didn't see my first email because it was like a general inquiries email, but I knew that. So I knew that I had to like keep following up, but I would also do the whole time thing. Cause I'm like, all right, when is he most likely to check it? Like, in the beginning of the day or the beginning of the workday. And then that way I hit it at a certain time. So that way, most likely around the time he would check it out, I know that I'm going to be towards the top of it, which is going to make it more likely for him to see me. So like just little things like that. I can even after this, like give you like more tips and like my general.
I appreciate that.
No, of course. But and just keep it professional and just, make sure that he stays true to like, his sound. And just be unapologetically him and keep pushing the music. See if there's like, obviously once it's cleared up, you can do. Even see if there's somebody that that's going to be doing like an IG live, like DJing or something, or doing one of those types of things. If he can get in real quick and like perform like a song or two or something like on the DJ live. So like stuff like that. Just to like get himself out there. Stuff like that. Definitely.
So exposure sounds like it's very important.
Exactly.
Exposure, no matter what. Like marketing yourself and exposure, pretty much.
Exactly.
All right, awesome. Hector, you got anything else?
You just met one of your biggest fans because you just killed this episode. Seriously, this is one of the best episodes we've had. Tay, you killed this.
Nah, definitely very insightful.
I feel like I'm talking a lot, but
you're good. Honestly, such great stuff.
Articulate and explain everything, and hit every point. All
right, awesome. So, thank you for having us. Thank you for joining us on the show. We really appreciate it. There's so much knowledge, not only for just us, but for anybody listening who wants to get into any business, I guess, like music, marketing, whatever the case may be. Thanks for
star on the show, people.
Yeah, all the viewers that have been listening so far, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the RIA Podcast. Also, we have merch available on our in the bio on our Instagram.
In the bios, people.
Yep. Buy the merch, y'all.
Yep, the RIA Podcast NYC, and we have a couple of guests coming up next week too, so don't even worry about that. Me and Hector are also going to review Drake's new mixtape and also File 4's new EP that just came out, which is going to be, I'm really excited about that one. And we also got other stuff coming on the way. So Tay, again, thank you so much for joining us, and we really appreciate everything. Good luck with everything too. We honestly wish you the best of luck with everything.
30 for 30, catch me in the next like 2 years.
Hey,
now we got you. We got you with a part 2 when you like accomplish like 50,000 other things and all that. All right, definitely. All right,
but also, I was gonna say, if you guys want to also give I can give you an email if anybody that's listening wants to reach out to me.
Yeah.
I can it's gonna be just Taylor Gosling, so TAYLOR Gosling GOSLING PR at gmail.com.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to reach out, any questions, anything, I would love to help or listen. So let me know.
That's amazing, honestly. Thank you so much, because I know so many people could really use stuff like that, especially right now that everything is so down with all that. We'll definitely we'll add that in the bio and everything. We'll keep all information up out there.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was my honor, my pleasure, my everything. So
yeah, Tay.
Thank you so much. All right, so from Matilda Mantilla, Hector, And Tay Gosling. This is a real podcast. We'll catch you guys later.